bouncy.
Like
Yeah.
I love those tables. Those are fun.
Where did I hear you from?
Yeah, at the beginning. Yeah, right.
You
at
just
the
megaphones
beginning.
or just?
It will be.
You
So
just
fun
hear
just
it's like
standing here and bouncing without doing anything.
Oh.
it's kind of crazy.
Let me see if I can get Rose.
feels
in
like,
here. Rose.
Feels like
What's
we are
that,
in
Hey,
a
Brox.
classroom
Hey,
Jim
standing
Carrey
on the
movie?
table.
Living in that world on his
Yeah, I
own.
know.
Yeah.
Talking to me down from the
Gonna
moon or
get
something
told
like
off
that.
by the teacher any second.
Oh no! It's so weird. Oh. Does anyone see Bob?
You ready to go?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
That's all right. I'm on.
Hang
Oh,
on,
you
I'll
can
go
I'm
on.
trying to lift Rosie up.
Oh, you can't get up here.
She has to hold on to you.
Try jumping from farther
I
away
know,
because
she
remember
can't.
you're a basketball.
I just got her
at the
hand.
bottom.
Okay.
So
Okay.
try
Huh?
jumping.
I'm gonna get off. Oh, look,
Okay.
Okay, bye. Nice to see you.
Bye.
Nice to meet you.
I'll see you guys soon.
Trey, Zephyr, y'all, if any of y'all, let me know
There is.
how talk show goes. And
There is.
what y'all
Okay.
doing.
Hello,
Alright,
Bob.
I'll
Mac
catch
Bear.
up with you
Okay.
later,
Mac
and
Bear.
don't forget to watch
man.
the watch
Hello there.
space.
Oh yeah,
Alright,
the watch
man.
this. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
okay.
Thanks, man.
All right,
All right,
man.
Trey.
Good to meet you, man.
All right,
Alright.
man.
Forward.
I'll catch up with you, man.
All
This is a
right.
really
Alright.
cool quirk
guys.
of physics. I wonder if it can be used in a world
Okay.
somewhere when two people are standing on a bouncy surface.
No,
Okay.
Bob.
We just start jumping
Oh,
for no
darn it.
reason.
That's so
The
fun.
physics works. Yeah, like it adds up.
It's like a
It's great.
harmonics.
Yeah, yeah.
That's kind of what it's like, isn't it?
No,
I bet
try
we
to-
could
try to
take
jump,
advantage
like,
of it
Hi.
somewhere.
That's not a face I wanna
Thinking
jump
about
into.
it, what we could use it for in a world, but
Yes.
Yes, probably not.
I don't know what.
Rose.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go.
You could have like a co-op thing where you have to kind of work together with somebody. To
I
do
know when you
something
see your
and
legs, it's hard to
line up like
imagine
this
them
and-
that
or
Yeah.
more than two
legs.
people you can
Learn
possibly, and
their
every
legs or something.
bounce pushes something up.
Especially in VR, at least.
Pushes something up whatever, and then eventually you get to the top and it opens something, and it's kind of like a puzzle that four people have to
VR
get
Kurt
involved
has
in. And you
joined
probably
the
can't even
space.
do it if you like jump on it or something. It kind of has to be
Yes.
the harmonics so that it works fast
yeah.
enough. Do you know what I mean?
Proper co-op gaming.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
The weird thing is, it only works with two people. As soon as you get a third person on, it all stops.
Yes. Right.
But how is it with 4 people?
That's like
We
Yeah.
haven't tried it
Next
with four
test.
people.
Testing.
Oh, no.
5 people.
Fox, jump
Oh
on here.
no,
And Bob, jump on here. Let's see.
it's on the table.
Come
It's on
on.
the ground now.
On the ground.
We
Yeah,
broke
that's
the
actually
table.
Not moving.
Yeah,
Are you
yeah.
saying I weigh that much? Is that what it
Basically. Welcome to the Tech
Five
Waffle,
people.
everybody. Today we are talking about tables and what we can get them
Yeah.
to
Physics.
do. Oh boy.
Most of the time, tables just sit still and they don't move.
And Iron Wolf's trying to
Oh,
steal it.
somebody
That
knows how
is
to fly.
extra.
Somebody knows how to fly.
been
Bob's been
practicing.
Somebody's
teaching,
got
yeah.
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 Double jump.
Look at you, straight up out the roof and gone.
Yeah.
Oh, well, but
Like some kind of Pappy spaceman.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's a
yeah.
double
That's
jump.
You gotta
thingy.
wear that. You gotta wear that for
The double
tonight.
I can do it in
That's
2D.
you gotta wear it. You gotta wear it
Nice.
tonight.
Brilliant. Well, welcome to Tech Waffle, everybody. Right, this is an
Yep,
an
hi.
event where we just basically just talk crap and just have a conversation. Really, that's all it is.
Yeah. Hot
every now and
topic
again-
this week's.
Yeah.
topic.
Every now and again, you just keep going on and on and on about something, right? You go off on tangents, the sort of stuff that you normally wouldn't do in a conversation. You hold people hostage, right? Listen to me, I'm the one talking right now. And then at the end of it, you just go, sorry, I'm waffling. And then you pass it on and you get points for how many times you do that or something. I don't know.
It's awesome.
And Triffids keeping
we
score.
practice
Thanks,
a little
Triffids.
waffling.
Triffids keeping score, yeah. Every now and again, you'll get a point or a plus or an extra health or something at random.
Oh yeah,
Amaranth
I like
has
the health
joined
symbol. You know I
space.
do.
There you go.
That's me for sure. Health.
Uh,
Plus the health. The plus the health. Plus health.
We've actually got a spin-off event coming up for this pretty soon. In fact, this is so popular, this kind of open forum kind of chat, that we're going to try a few other things. I think Aline is talking about, what's the name, Faye? Is it 3D Waffle, or what did you guys settle on?
Yeah, it's gonna be 3D waffle.
3D Waffle, right?
Nice.
Since
That was
you know,
three-
there's so many
three-
people
3D
in the
waffle
community now
time.
who
Yeah.
3D Waffle time. There you go.
Okay.
So what's
And
sorry, what's the difference? I didn't hear that part.
so it was maybe one of the first events that I was at with you, Zeffy, where
Oh.
Aline was taking us through how to create stuff in 3D,
Okay.
and we're thinking about maybe trying to just have more open conversation in general when it comes to this stuff, rather than just
Yes, I was there. That
talking
was a cool room, right?
action
The
kind
Matrix
of thing,
style.
you
It's
know,
like
and-
Matrix,
Oh, this
purple
is nice.
Matrix,
Yeah.
purple Matrix.
that's the
Yeah.
one. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
exactly.
Purple Matrix. So I call
But
it, yes.
yeah, we're also maybe me and Zeffy are going to get up somewhere at some point and talk about weed for an hour and do a weed waffle, right? That's
Oh,
potentially
yeah.
something that's going to happen, right? We can have an open discussion about that.
Oh
We can
no,
all
yeah, it's
I hear
pretty
Trippett
funny.
laughing away in the background there. Oh, Trippett's prepared tonight.
Definitely.
But
Gotta get prepared. With
Yeah.
You gotta get your stuff out.
Bob
you know?
works
Lay it
has
all
Yeah.
down on the table, bust it all up, get it ready.
I don't think he's really there.
If you know
We
what I'm
see
saying.
On
you know,
megaphone, him
the
bang.
Veed, the Zeed, like Zephyr, is that Zeed?
That's it. That's
It's
the kind
code
of
name,
waffle
code name. Zeed.
that we need. Oh, you just keep
Yeah,
going.
Zeed.
Just
Zeed.
keep going with that. Just free balling it.
Well,
Doesn't even have to be
well, I have
words.
not.
Could be just sounds
Well,
or click sounds or click noises.
every
now
I
and
don't know if but you know what I default to a lot of
There
the
you go.
time is Pokemon. They don't have a Pokemon,
Pokemon.
that looks like weed, except for Oddish. So I guess I'm wrong. They do have one. Oddish is the weed Pokemon, I think.
There you go.
'Cause his head.
Save it.
The head,
Save it, Zeffy. This is
has a-
golden. This is golden. Save it for the night. Jeez, the weed Pokemon, that's gold. You get
Ha-
20 minutes
ha-
out of that.
Have you seen Danny's art? The last Danny's art we did on for St. Patrick's Day.
Yes, I did. Yeah,
That was me
good.
throwing a Pokeball that's designed as the Irish flag. Oh wait, no. Yeah, did we? No. Yeah, that's what we did, right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and then it's Texas, right? Texas. I'm catching him, and
Bob
he
Works
has
has
a
joined
clover,
the
right? So he's
space.
swatting the ball away. You know, it's
Nice.
fun. Yeah,
I think I'm
Uh,
back.
I think you're back too. Yes. I don't know what to talk
was
about
fun,
tonight,
yeah.
Bob. Actually, I had a few other ideas. Maybe we could
okay.
put a few options out there and see what people want,
Yeah,
or see if
yeah,
anybody
yeah,
else
yeah.
has any thoughts as well as
Okay.
things
You're
they'd like to
back.
talk about. But
Space.
one thing we were thinking of talking about was
Nice.
iPhone v Android, right? That's possibly going to be a hot
Yes.
conversation.
Oh,
Right? It's going to be
that's more like that's
different-
like politics, though.
maybe,
Yeah,
maybe,
Too
right?
extreme.
Maybe.
there.
No,
Uh,
it's not really actually. I have both, so I'm a both person. So it's not that extreme for me, but
Something else I thought if you wanted we could talk about, it's not really anything specific or current, but certainly related to technology, right? Elon Musk in general.
Mhm.
I'm sure a lot of people have opinions about him, so we could
Mhm.
talk about
Cobra
what
has
we feel
joined the
about
space.
Elon Musk. And the other idea I had was more specific to Banter and more specific to more current events in here, but maybe we could talk about avatars and talk about
Oh yeah.
what this means to have a virtual self and why we do it and why we change it or why we don't change it, all that kind of stuff. So I don't know, Bob, you have any thoughts on which of
I'm,
those or
I'm
anything
a-
else,
I-
in fact?
if anybody's seen like my avatar choices, I'm pretty much a minimalist. I'll kind of go with the bog standard of whatever it is at the time and kind of stick with it. As you've seen me in that red avatar suit, that's an early alt space avatar, and I'm happy to just keep rocking that till, regardless of whatever fancy stuff happens and gets added. Right now I'm just a standard Ready Player Me character, which is, I like this too. I don't like to go too fancy, but so that's just me personally. But maybe once I'm done level creating, I guess I'll probably dabble more into avatar stuff, and probably get more probably want to do more with that then. But right now, not
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean,
I do
that's-
like the freedom.
that's fair to say. But I've also seen I've seen some pretty crazy output from a fairly quick
Yeah.
brush of the hand or whatever whenever you inflated that robot's head, and that became a thing for a while, and honestly that just blew my mind. such a simple change, so
Yeah.
easy. For
Yeah.
you, it was
Well,
just a test. You were just trying it
Yeah,
out.
yeah. I was just
Yeah.
like, okay, I need
Right.
something. I need something that
But
was
it was
different
so
from the
cool.
previous one,
It's
just to
just
kind
a
of go, okay,
wacky.
that's visibly
Yeah.
different, and
Yeah.
it showed. And I was just like, okay, it works. Okay, oh right, okay,
It
it's a
was
new avatar.
perfect.
Great.
uh, avatars it is then, maybe, right? I don't know. What do you guys think? Does anybody else got any ideas? Just shout them out. Go right ahead. This
Well,
is an open
I
chat.
do, but I think this has been asked before. So, one second, just so I was talking with a new player that joined. No, he wasn't brand new, but a new player today who's named Mechwar.
Sporting
Mech,
Cyan
Right.
has joined the
hardware,
space.
Mechware, and
Software?
yeah, we were talking for a bit about how we love the player on the hand. I'm pretty sure we've someone's asked this question before, but that player on the hand is awesome. It could be a watch, maybe smaller if it's too
Mm.
C
annoying. So
Provost
just like
2 has
it goes
joined
into
the
a watch,
space.
goes out, doesn't. We were just talking about that. Just put the player on the hand because we love that the player on the hand.
That
'cause-
could that
Ha-
is and could
handheld
be
menu.
possible.
Yeah.
yeah, because
I mean,
we
something
don't
we're,
want to
we're
go to the
definitely
screen
talking
and press
about.
the volume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there could be an opportunity to have a bunch of quick actions you might be able to launch from some kind of a handheld menu. I think there's so
Because only
much
certain rooms
choice.
have it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. There's so much choice. That's actually a user created thing, believe it or not. I think Hubber
True. Oh,
made
nice.
that.
Okay.
That's an adaptation of the video player, right? He was able to basically reverse engineer some of the
Oh,
buttons'
that's
functions and created his own buttons and then mounted them on your hand and bish bash bosh. I think a few other people have used that in their world. So, God, it's honestly great to see that sort of thing and
yeah.
demonstrates your point that we should have something like that where it's
But
natively
if it's
mounted
annoying, it
onto
could be
your
like a watch, right? There's a button that makes
yeah.
it small, and then a button on the watch that turns the watch into the player. Kind of,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's annoying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Because right now it'd be annoying. Maybe right now to have it, right? You don't want it
You
now.
Yeah.
you could have that in the
No.
space in the
And then it
near
goes in a watch,
future
and
with the
then
visual scripting. You could have all this like
yeah.
on a space level. You go into a world and there's all stuff already
Yeah,
on
the
your
space
hand.
one.
Yep.
That one's fun.
You could have just a number pad, right? Like an old Casio
Oh yeah.
calculator watch.
That's cool.
And you just sit
That'd be
there and
cool.
interact with
That's
everything.
cool.
In fact, you could program everything with this little beep 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 beep
Yeah.
beep beep beep. Beep. Can you imagine? Right? Everything you can do
I-
on the entire
yeah.
platform could be done via a
I have an Apple
combination
Watch,
of
so
numbers.
kinda biased.
You just convert everything. You're just typing binary code straight into your watch in virtual reality. I mean, that could be one way to do it. Do you know
Yeah,
what I think is really
this
interesting
fun
about
talk.
that, though?
This is fun talk.
It's like there's so much you could do. There's so many different ways. There's so many things that even come to mind myself. I remember once I prototyped this menu. Bob knows what I'm talking about. He's seen it. Where you kind of
Oh,
pull your
yeah.
hand up like this, an orb comes out, and out slides a kind of a curved menu. It's very reminiscent of Stargate, right? If you think about how a lot of the stuff in Stargate is the way those animations are, right? So it kind of has these metal, triangular segments that come sliding out and roll up around it, and then it had this amazing kind of curved scroll bar system, believe it or not, which I don't think I'd ever seen before. But you were able to sort
It's
of
really
just
good.
pull it up around and whip things around, and it had multi-dimensional menus and all of this kind of stuff. I mean, I just did that one time and thought it kind of would be cool, but I never really tested it. And I think that's probably what we should do is if we're going to do something like this, we should probably come up with 10 completely separately, individually unique prototypes that kind of demonstrate different things, right? Like Bone Lab, you grab something, pull it up, and your menu items are
Yeah.
along a
Oh, it's
string that's
so
coming out of
good.
your arm.
And then
you
you
know,
hear there's like chunks in the chain, and it's like ching 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 ching, and you can feel the vibrate. Oh, it's beautiful.
Bob
Great,
loves Bone
great
Lab.
system. Yes.
But you could have another thing that you turn your hand around here and quick menu items appear on the back of your hand, kind of just there. So it's only when you're looking at your hand like that, and then your other hand can come over. And we've seen
Haber
a few
has joined
examples
the
actually.
space.
I keep looking over here and seeing more interesting avatars
Avatars changing.
every
Lego.
time. Every time I look back, the avatars
Lego.
have changed. Oh, there's definitely a chat for avatars. There's loads of cool new avatars. I'm seeing them.
That
They're
is
just
so good, actually. Yeah.
there's so many of them. I definitely
Replicator.
encourage you to explore those
That's a replicator
different
avatar.
avatar portals. every
Sorry,
day
okay, we
because
shouldn't get too close. I guess. Yeah.
there's crazy stuff.
Yeah.
There's Alien, there's Predator, there's all
Yeah,
sorts of mad stuff. There's a really controversial one that Aline put in yesterday, which is fun.
What's that one? Just say the
Oh
first
boy.
name.
I wonder which one.
Yeah.
Oh
just
no,
half of it.
we'll call it an Easter egg, right? You can go and find it and
All right,
and
I
make
will. I
make
will.
a complaint
I will hunt for that egg.
as you do. Like a
As I
token
do. As I do.
flipping out over there. Oh god, right. What were we talking about again? Was I
I don't know.
waffling or were you waffling?
Avatars,
Who was it?
UI,
Yeah.
interaction menus.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah, the
menu. I
watch.
mean, it's really interesting. It's like you kind of want something that's also always gonna. You want something that's gonna almost adjust to the form factor of whatever your avatar is as well, right? I've got these beautiful skinny arms that I can really go real thin there whenever, and I want this watch
Just
to
spin
be
your
able
arm
to
around a few
tighten
times.
on that and to keep that, so that it's perfectly seamless, and then I can make it tiny. I can just go beep 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 because it's only that little Casio watch, right? 'Cause that's what we're going for. That's the cool new thing. Maybe we it's interesting. We've been talking about the new menu and actually future versions of it, and I have this mad vision that the menu that you see in game right now, you can kind of grab it and then squish it down into a tablet and then bring it with you, and then you've got a
Oh,
sort of a
yeah.
tablet that you can kind of
Oh,
interact
that
with
would be
as you
cool.
go around, and
Yeah,
and then you can
dynamic.
go further, right? Squash it right down, it becomes a smartphone form factor. You've got it in one
Yeah.
hand, you're just sitting,
Awesome.
swiping through it, flicking through
Yes.
it, that kind of thing. I mean, maybe there's another lower version again, which is kind of smartwatch, where you kind of just grab it and slap
Smartwatch,
it on
yeah.
your wrist, and then
have
there it
one.
is, right? And then you can
Love
like
them.
quick action, or you grab it, open it, it's now a phone, or you pull it up and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's a
That's
much
so cool.
bigger kind of menu.
Or it projects out of a watch, It's like fixed
Ooh,
orientation
stuff.
to your
Hologram,
wrist.
hologram
Yeah.
stuff for now going far.
That
I
could
like
be
the idea
cool.
with the
Yeah.
spherical thing that you were talking about.
Yes.
Which
That
one
was
is
kind of
spherical?
cool. And if you included like haptics in it too,
Oh yes.
like
Curve. You
like you
mean?
were saying with Bone Lab,
Yes.
like it would feel really good if you.
Yes.
I don't know.
Haptics
That'd be
are
a cool idea though. That
key.
spherical thing.
Simon has joined the
It
space.
honestly did feel quite good. Yeah, there was something I was basing it on. One that I saw somebody prototyped years ago using the Leap Motion, which was basically, it was a similar thing where it would open up and it had, but it didn't. It was never released. It was just a video that somebody had put out or whatever. And I was
Oh.
like, that's so
Yep.
cool. I want to try and make something that's similar to that or inspired by that. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to prototype something like that and then get it into the hands of a few people because it's
Yeah,
so
yeah,
out
that'd be
there
cool.
almost that you'd want to make sure that it doesn't. There's not some fundamental quality of life flaw with it, or some fundamental, simple adjustment you could make that you might miss. 2D UI in this day and age, there's standards, there's a lot of different things you can kind of lean on. But when it comes to 3D spatial UI, like they've been using in games now for decades, it's kind of each to their
Well-
own and do whatever you want. It's kind of mad.
If we did something different than like VR chat or something like that, like something like spherical or 3D like that would be different.
Has anybody
And,
ever played Half-Life Alex with those puzzles on the door? Like
Yeah, yeah.
that kind of
Oh, I
stuff
want
was
to
like
so
the
bad.
true
I think that would be really
moment
cool
where I
for,
saw
for
like,
this.
wow, it showed you everything. It was like the three-dimensional kind of puzzling. You had the haptics and yeah. But having that similar principle in a menu, not so fancy and puzzling like, but
Yeah,
that
yeah.
same essence of it, I think is
I think
is
that
what's
would be
good for
cool.
VR. Yeah.
I like the idea of
I
having
hated those
something
menus,
3D.
those puzzles.
Yeah, they were a little
Oh,
frustrating, but I
no.
like the technicalities of them. I do
Oh,
get what you're saying.
I like that
I did
stuff.
like it though.
Minecraft robot speaks.
It's Half-Life 3.
Is it a Minecraft robot or is it a Lego robot?
Roblox.
No, it's Voxel Vespa. Haven't you played Stormland?
No, I
Mm.
haven't
no.
finished it in time. It's cool.
Now I know something new.
Yeah.
Please continue. Don't get distracted.
No, Aline. No, it's your turn. It's Aline's 5-minute hot
Waffle, man.
take. Here we go.
Yes. What's your hot take, Lee? Go ahead.
You've always got a good hot take.
The 3D riddles in Half-Life Alyx sucked. They were way too easy and just annoying and boring and just took time away.
What? Okay.
That is a hot
There
take.
was-
There we go.
Well, that is a hot
Mm,
take.
Here we
They
go.
were just a chore.
That game was
Yeah, kind
work.
of was,
Just
but
work.
but a neat concept, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look nice. But,
Solid shooting. I like the whole
Yeah,
like
I-
cover shooting.
main
and
problem-
finding all the ammo, being preserved.
I
with
prefer
your
Home
ammo.
Lab, definitely.
Oh yeah,
over,
for sure, 100%.
over that.
Yeah, no
like,
argument there.
100
from me.
times. Way
Not
better.
sure if you can.
different
Not
sounds
biased or
when the
anything.
bullet was when the last bullet was in the chamber, so you could reload without
Yes.
enabling
yes.
the chamber without
That's it's
Half-Life
funny.
Alyx.
With Half-Life Alyx, they basically just left a stampede of testers in to see, and then watched them, monitor them like it was some kind of social experiment, and just watched what they tried to grab, what they tried to pick up with, what they tried to interact with en masse, and then kind of created a motion cloud out of that to decide where to prioritize and what stuff to focus on, and ultimately that's how they managed to pull off so much of that
so much
detail.
attention to detail.
Yeah, exactly.
is
Exactly.
important.
Focusing on the
Yeah.
areas
Everything
that
has
you're
a
most likely
sound
to
to
see.
it, like if you shake it.
Really, but for that, it felt extremely static at the end. Yeah, I don't know. Half-Life Alyx always felt for me like a dead world
how
where
long
you're
is it?
just
Walking
on a
simulator.
rail
I never
traveling
played.
through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they had
it
that
does
liquid
seem
lean.
like
That guy worked the whole way
it's
through
very
Christmas
dead.
Eve to get that
feeling.
liquid perfect in that bottle.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
they
got
played
several
it way
hours
too
because of a
safe.
bug with Jeff.
Is there any
Running
VR
away
game
from
that
Jeff.
anybody likes though? Like a good one that is decent, I've gone through it and actually enjoyed it like a lot. A VR game, like
Quite a
guess
few.
it's a no. I
Dungeons
guess
of
it's a
Eternity
no.
on me. Super Hot is an
Yeah.
old school classic.
Oh yeah, Beat Saber.
Yeah.
Robo
So,
Recall.
Those are good,
All of
yeah,
those.
course.
You've
Pop
got Into the
One.
Radius.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Dungeons of Eternity
Matter.
is really cool.
Yep, Dungeons of
It is very popular right
Ghosts
now.
of
Very
Tabor.
popular.
Dread Holes.
Like I've seen
Yeah,
I've
I'm
seen the
all one.
numbers on
I play Dungeons of Eternity.
Okay.
how quickly
And,
Dungeons of Eternity is growing.
Pavlov.
It's really hot right now.
Dungeons
Yeah,
of
Pavlov,
Eternity.
that's still
Pavlov.
rocking.
That's pretty much all I play.
Eileen's got a lot to say about that game.
Yeah. If it looks too Counter Strike for me. I don't know about Counter Strike in VR. It sounds too addictive. No, not
Oh,
addictive.
no.
Like,
It's pretty fun.
frustrating.
It is fun. It's very high paced, Pavlov.
Yeah.
Oh
it
yeah,
is.
but I've yelled at the screen at my screen, but while playing Counter Strike years ago. So let's not do that again.
Yeah, Pavlov is pretty much Counter Strike in VR.
I don't really yell at the screen.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think Pavlov, the devs, they focus on the wrong things. They're prioritizing trivial
I
stuff. I don't know. Is there any blood and gore in Counter-Strike? I don't think so. And they spent, I don't know, 2 years making guts and gore into the Quest version, where I think that makes no sense. I'm going to disable it the first time I'm going to start the update. So why bothering with this?
In Pavlov too, and I mean it's
Gooch
obviously
Monkey has
like
joined the space.
a mature game. Like I don't know why there's so many kids in Pavlov.
It's because of the blood
That's
and
why they
gore.
have gore. Kids love gore. Apparently.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
They also ask for quests
whatever
for
it is,
Christmas. They go quest. That's all I
Yeah,
want
but
for
you don't play
Christmas,"
Counter
right?
Strike and see a ton of kids.
True.
in
That is because
there.
they don't
Probably
ask for
Terrorist
PCs.
Town,
They ask
what
for
they love to
quests.
play.
They don't ask for PCs.
Yeah, I
they
guess
ask
so.
for quests.
Let's get a hot take from Gooch Monkey with absolutely no
I'm just saying,
context.
that's
Go ahead,
what I think
Gooch
was
Monkey. What do you think?
Yo, what's up? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
A little low.
What do I
What do you
think
treasure?
about?
It's a hot take.
I just joined. Hot take on what?
Nice. You just joined, guys.
Anything
That's
you
his
like.
hot take. Wow.
Hot take on
That's
anything
really
like
nice.
that.
It's
Current
burning.
events. The fact that you just joined.
I like your avatar.
But within the context
your
of
avatar.
tech, or
Anything. Yeah, we don't like to put too many barriers in place.
Do you like skeletons? You know. Yes.
Yes.
Or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I
there we
honestly
go. We
didn't want
started
to
it
take
off
the
with
time to build
skeletons.
my avatar. I haven't done it yet.
Oh,
But when I
It's
do,
okay.
I hope it looks as good as you guys's.
Guys, I know
Nice.
Gooch, and
Yeah, it is
he's
good.
fantastic at karaoke. So
It has good.
Well, I
Oh,
look forward to hearing
hey,
Oh, that's
your
awesome.
lovely skills. When's the
we
next
have
one
lots of
happening?
karaoke around here.
When's
4
tonight?
hours from now. Nice.
Oh, how you gonna
Perfect.
put me on the spot like that?
So,
Can't wait to
Gooch,
hear
here's something that you should do, buddy. And for anybody new that doesn't quite know, if you go to your Banter menu, then click the events calendar icon on the bottom bar next to the globe. You can then look at those events that are there, and if you click on the heart, you can RSVP those events, and then you'll get
Okay, yeah,
reminders.
put out a portal
So there
ball.
you go.
Great feature.
It's
Ignore
a new
this.
system, not long been brought
it's a
in.
great
So I
feature.
highly recommend you guys
Ignore that.
use
Ignore
that.
I did
Stuck
by
with the
accident.
photo
Okay.
ball.
Yeah,
Shane,
yeah,
Shane, can I ask you a
interested
personal
in
Someone's
the
going
question?
to
Shane?
court.
Not too
Everywhere
personal.
someone's going.
Okay.
Are you left-handed or right-handed?
I am right-handed.
Oh, that's a weird question, but
You
good.
gotta help us
Sure.
out, man, because I gotta keep controlling this thing with my right hand.
Hey, well, I'm left-handed,
got
and
your- we got your
I'm
back.
all right.
We've got an
Thank
update
you,
coming.
brother.
It's
But
gonna
yeah,
have.
What's that
update
mean?
coming soon.
It'll be dual-handed. You just
Wow.
pull the trigger on whichever hand you want to be your primary, and it'll be both.
Perfect.
That's,
Oh, neat.
that's what we
Nice.
got coming.
That is
You didn't mean to.
Yeah.
You're like, oh boy.
Accessibility
Honestly,
features are very, very good.
The, I've been in that
technology-
position
Yeah.
before, and it's gone different. So,
Oh no.
but no, that's okay. And yeah, you're
No.
totally right. That's on us. But we have a big
I mean, it's
menu
lazy.
overhaul
It's lazy
coming.
of me to say,
Oh,
but
sorry.
you know, it's.
Honestly,
No,
that
it's a
menu
fair
that we
thing to bring
have, I threw that together in about a week last year, and we've been working
Wow.
pretty hard now for the last 8 weeks or so to revamp it and bring something entirely new. And it's going to be way better, right? It's going to be
Oh,
solve a bunch of
awesome.
problems, right? So it'll have left and right-handed straight out of the gate. It won't be obscured by other avatars or objects or walls. So even if you open it
Cool,
halfway through the
cool.
wall, you'll still see it and be able to interact with it, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, it's going to work a whole lot better. It'll be a lot easier to use. You'll go straight into like a home screen kind of view where you'll have events and popular spaces and your friends online right there in one place, and a search, right? So it's kind of, yeah, it's starting to get a bit closer to a Swiss Army knife of tools to be able to
Is the
find
keyboard
stuff.
possibly getting bigger? The keyboard, a virtual keyboard getting bigger, maybe, possibly.
We've got a brand new keyboard coming, which is going to
Oh,
replace all of the
super
keyboards that we have. We have
super
many
mechanical.
keyboards. It's going to be mechanical.
Perfect.
It's going to have it's going to have two little
It's gonna have the right
sticks,
sound,
and
it's
it's
gonna
going to
be
be
all
like
clicky.
a drum keyboard. You're like tick 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 tick.
Oh, that's even better.
Right?
Yeah.
We are working on direct touch though, right? Which could be kind of cool. Like you might actually have a little bit of a tactile. If we introduce the
fingers for
haptics
that.
as well, you could have,
Yeah.
you know, because we've kind of already got that with our physics-based hands here in Banter, right? You know,
Index typing.
I can push my controller down. My controller is way lower than my hand is now, and that's kind of the benefit that we'll have in the UI as well. That you'll be able to kind of push it and have that tactile response where the menu almost pushes you back a little bit, right? So, yeah, direct
that'd
touch
be-
with a keyboard. You can just go deep, 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 or whatever. Make your keyboard small, drag it around with you. All of these kind of
Okay.
things.
I'm getting used to it. So now I have to learn the the smoother version. I'm just, you know what I
Well,
mean?
hopefully it's
starting to
smooth
get-
enough that it's just intuitive out of the box, right? You don't have to.
I know.
You don't have to learn too much.
That was just
That's
waffle.
that's the challenge on us, I guess. But thankfully, we've got a team of people working on it, and I've got an entire user experience department now who've designed the new menu. I'm sure some of you guys have seen it on Discord. It is a significant facelift and experience
What section
improvement
is that
on
in?
that.
I haven't not. It's not obviously it's not in the general, right? It's in something else.
I think, God, I don't know if I've pinned it anywhere. I might have just randomly posted it from time to time. I'll post it again. You can get a look at it.
Oh,
I'll
sweet.
post it
sweet.
again.
Search.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
think you'll like it.
Thank you.
You might be able to search.
cool,
It's
thank
a link, a
Oh, yeah,
Figma
true,
link. So if you can
Um,
find a link
yeah.
in there with
Oh,
Figma,
really?
it's
So
probably
it's a
that.
proper
Sure.
sneak peek.
Oh, it's a prototype. You can go and play around with it and see all the
that's
animations and all
beautiful.
that
Okay,
fancy
cool.
stuff. Yeah, yeah.
That's exciting.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. And if you've
Yeah.
got any feedback, If you've got it there, Tokra, if you just dump it into the general chat, and then you can find it there. So
Yeah,
I think.
search
Yeah, it's a
from
bit hard
user
for me in VR to
Shane,
copy paste right now.
including Figma.
So yeah, what were we talking about? Avatars. Anybody else have any
Yeah,
thoughts about avatars?
we went off to menus and interaction systems and haptics and
I mean, it's all good stuff.
tech waffle. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
definitely a good. Yeah, we were waffling there.
That
Real
was a good waffle.
Nobody even noticed for a while. We went
Yeah,
way
we segued
well
that
off on
whole
it.
thing past you
Yeah,
guys, and
that's
you
right.
and you took it.
I think I know a number of people around the room have been in VR for quite a while, and we've probably used a number of different things. I mean, can anybody think offhand of like a menu system that they really liked? Something that kind of even inspired them a little bit. And I know a few offhand. I know Aline is going to talk about something she's seen recently. And maybe you could talk about that to kick us off, Aline. Put you on the spot.
I mean, that's just a revival of the Leap Motion demo blocks. So where you already talked about it. So you have your hands and you face the palm to your face, and then on the side you get the options, the menus, and you can just click and tap on it with the other hand. And that's paired with some, for example, when you have UI that's a little bit farther away, you have some nice little bendy laser pointer where you can grab things, and everything is super nice, smooth, and collides, which makes it just super dynamic and responsive.
Yeah, if I can add to that, the wrist menus on, can I say app names here or?
Go ahead,
go
yeah,
for
of
it.
course.
Yeah, so Immersed has a cool wrist menu. There's a wrist menu on that Wander, which
Oh, yeah?
for exploring, they have like a nice wrist menu.
I have tried.
I found those to be really cool. I think it's similar to what Elena is describing, and you can always bring your wrist closer if it's hard to read, or further, or and it's usually pretty easy to use.
Sometimes I think it can depend on how much you have to rely on just that menu, because I think it's great for like quick actions, right? If you need to do something very quickly and you're just sort of pulling something out, and that's as easy as it is. But if you're having to maybe read your notifications and you've kind of got to hold your hand, and you got to grab it here to keep it held up, it's like people can get tired from just having to keep their hands up for too long, and maybe it's a combination thing, right? Like maybe it's a quick menu, but then anything you want to really expand into, like you could have some short notifications, but you tap on one and it opens up in a fixed screen in front of you, and something Aline said she liked.
True,
Maybe you could grab it and just throw it away to close it.
Yeah, when
that'd
you
be a
spend a
quick
lot
way
of
to
time in
block
like a
users.
social platform, maybe
Yeah.
a feature can quickly become a gimmick, right?
Well, that's true as well, right? It's what part of it is kind of novel and what part of it is gimmicky, right? And what part of it is actually kind of a quality of life improvement.
You want it to be, you want it to be a nice user
what's an example
experience
of a
and
gimmick, though?
non-intrusive.
What's an example of a gimmick?
Just
Example.
over
like
fancy
wrist
for
is
no
cool,
reason.
but like I get
Yeah,
it
For
now.
in
I was
VR or
kind of
something.
yeah.
I'm just
Something that
I don't
looks
know what
cool
it
on the
is.
face of it, but then it's not
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
practical.
Well, I know
Like-
what a gimmick is. I'm saying like what's
Sure.
the example of a game that uses a gimmick stuff or something, or like what was
Yeah.
That's a hard one. That's a hard question. I know. I knew it was when I was like thinking of it.
Yeah, to be honest, when he mentioned practicality, I didn't really think about how long we spend on each app. For apps where you'd spend like half an hour, maybe it's not a gimmick, but maybe for an app where
Yeah,
you're
it
hanging
gets
out for
way
like
easier,
5 hours
yeah.
and you have to raise two hands and use two hands for something, then it becomes a gimmick. And it's like I wish I had that one menu where I could just use one hand and that's it.
Yeah, well,
Mm.
I'm biased again, but Bone Lab, Boneworks, you kind of hold one button and then like a radial menu pops out that you kind of rotate your wrist around. It's like and then just let go of the button and then you've selected it. It's just one button on,
That's
rotate
pretty
your wrist,
decent.
let go, bam, and I'm just like,
Yeah,
yep,
but this
okay,
menu
bam,
style
bam.
has a fatal flaw, Bob.
Yes,
And
you hate
that was
everything about
the
Bone Lab. I get it. Ah.
No, I don't hate everything about it. I only say it has a fatal flaw, and it not just happened me multiple times. It happened to a lot of
Yeah.
people I talked with that when you open the menu and you move your hand, you select stuff too quickly, especially the loading different levels. So it happens so often when you just want
Yes.
to open the menu and
So
accidentally load a completely different level.
you can get
So
custom Steam bindings that can delay the button push
see
and
what you're
give you
saying,
an
sort of.
extra. There's all that stuff now, which is great. Highly recommend it. But you shouldn't
Well,
have
this
to
is
do
it.
that, right?
This is a perfect example, right?
You shouldn't
Because
need
on the face
to.
of it, what you described sounds super
But-
intuitive there, right? And see, the first thing comes to mind to me is like that would work great for hand tracking too. But there's a perfect quality of life situation where you can imagine that could prove to be so frustrating that it's a fatal flaw, But
Yeah,
sorry, I was waffling.
it's good. It's
over your
good,
waffle.
but in discipline though, right? You got to kind of learn how to place your fingers in the right place for what you're doing, and it's good to kind of practice that. And I know I'm not excusing it for sure. Maybe the button should be relocated to something else, one of the more
little bit of
obscure
in the
buttons for
middle,
that radio
a little
menu.
bit in the
But it
middle.
shouldn't. But yeah, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. But they do take things on board though, right? There was a mod that was made for Boneworks that had the slow motion button lock on when you double tap the button, and they introduced that as a feature now. So, if people make community bindings in a certain way, they'll most likely take it on board and make it a first party feature. And there's me preaching stress level 0 now, like I work for them.
Can
I don't
someone
work for
please
them.
tell me how Iron Wolf is doing that?
Oh, it's called triple jump.
That's
It's
the
called
easiest way to
Yeah,
say it.
defying
That's the quad
physics.
events.
He's discovered that if he moves his bottom, moves his
16
shins
triple jump. Not
fast
triple
enough,
jump. Look at him.
What?
that he can. It's like a dolphin. Imagine a dolphin, right? Sort of flipping its fin as it swims through the water. That's what he's
Yeah.
doing, but he's doing it through the air and straight up the. See the flipping? There you go.
How
That's
on
it.
earth?
Oh.
Not on Earth.
Is that just using the jump button, or is it like a combination of the right joystick too?
If you go to Bob's
okay.
Advanced Parkour with Spin and Bob, you can learn this out. There you go, every Tuesday.
Yeah,
that's
it's
next
all
level.
physics based in here, so everything is kind of crazy, and you can do lots of mad stuff, and it's all just fair game if you can hack the world. Plus, you can do this in real life anyway.
Hot thing right now.
Yeah,
Everybody was in.
yeah.
Everyone was in my parkour on
Right.
Tuesday. They were like, "Got any of that? Got any of that triple jumps for me?" I was just like, "Okay, all right." Everybody was there. I was doing other stuff with somebody else, and they were all there in the corner, just going, "Yeah, what? Yeah, triple
Honestly,
jumping.
This could be a
Yeah."
gym thing in
it's
the
a hidden
future. This could be
secret.
in gyms.
Yes,
Some kind of
triple
floating,
jumping.
floating.
You get all these people swimming up
for
to the
legs,
ceiling.
right? You want
Just
to be
jumping
want it to be
around.
fun and also work out your legs. So they might in the future
Yeah.
make something like this to work out your legs.
I mean, honestly, guys, who
Because-
show of hands, how many people have ever actually tried to jump again while in the middle of a jump in real life?
yeah, me, I double jump.
Shit, not crazy.
Okay, so for you, those of you that
just lift
haven't,
up your legs twice.
how do you know it
no,
doesn't
no,
double jump you? How do you know for sure it doesn't double? There you go. Toker's showing it. Toker's
it's
not
an
doing
illusion.
anything in game. That's all real life. That's actually tracking in his place space.
Yeah. It's actually I'm like yeah. My neighbors
He's double
like,
jumping.
welcome me. I can say
Yeah.
when I'm jumping.
Okay.
I'm also
well, this is
phasing
it, guys.
through the ceiling because how else would you gonna do that?
Right. Well, you see, VR is so realistic because the real world is actually just the Matrix, and you can just do that.
Oh no! Don't give the secrets away.
No, it's true though. Like, you look out your door sometimes, and it's just like windy and
The
stuff,
agents are
and
gonna come.
everything's just garbage. What is going on out there? Do I really want to go in that dark, like wet place right now? Nah, I'm good.
Nah, screw that noise.
Oh yeah,
Am I right?
and magnets, right? How do
It's
they
not
work?
always dark and wet, but you know what I mean.
It can be, yeah. Too often, right? Even one time
Too
is
often.
too many.
Yeah, because
We
I don't
want
think
sun,
Canada.
we want sea, we want sand, we want
Yeah.
succotash, whatever that is. That's it. It's the 4 S's. Hope that's not something offensive.
That's what Sylvester that cat that he does.
Oh, that's
Sylvester
where it's from.
Stallone.
Oh, that's where it's from.
Whatever.
I forgot where it's from. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah. True.
Yeah, it sounds like
Wait,
the
what-
prime
what
candidate
does
of
it
something
say?
from like the
Yeah,
old
the
You
times.
could probably
that
get
is
cancelled for
now
it now, more than likely.
totally not acceptable.
Tom and Jerry.
Oh my
Tom
Totally
God.
and
not
Jerry.
acceptable.
Yeah,
I just
nobody looked that up.
understood-
Nobody looked that up.
Don't Google it.
Tom
Don't
and Jerry.
I
Google
need
it.
to ask
Okay?
Alexa.
Do not Google it. No,
Tom and
that's the
Jerry.
worst thing. Oh no, here we go.
Alexa,
what
Happens
is
when-
that?
Oh, that. Oh, that.
So
word.
you're gonna hear,
Honestly,
you're gonna just see
maybe check
videos
it
of
out,
people sucking
'cause-
on mustaches. Oh,
Suck a tash. Oh boy.
Oh, I get it. I see it now. Did not hear it. Oh.
Oh my god, I never even thought of it like that.
so that's why they
If it is a
suffer.
legit term and it doesn't offend an entire subgroup of people, then yeah, it could be a cool name for a thing, right?
I didn't even know that
Succotash.
until you said it. Yeah. So it
There you
was
go.
totally innocent until you you pointed it out.
Well, that's it, and it still is. It's like
Stash.
Schrodinger's word.
Wow.
We're all contained in this
Succotash.
bubble right now. Nobody leave the room until we do. We're safe. Everything is safe. All
When
above
we,
board.
when we leave the room, we might
Afterwards,
be dead.
we have to burn it all.
I've looked it up.
We leave the room.
It's all
No.
Cheers.
It's a dish. It's a dish.
nobody
It's
looks into
the
food
room.
with like
Oh,
there
sweet
you go.
corn and lima beans and things in.
Oh,
It's food.
Seems safe.
That's all it is.
All right. You had
Yeah.
safe,
Wow.
safe search on. That's all right then. Thanks.
Oh
All right.
no.
Ooh, dodged a bullet there, guys. Here we go.
That was a waffle and a half, I tell you. Wow. Let's combine, put our waffle powers
waffles.
together.
And a half, I mean. One and a half is sweet. That's good food.
What are we going to do for the artwork for the weed waffle event? You know, you think we're going to do like
Yeah, I would
a
love to
green
see
waffle
a big. I would big.
to replace the
Do you
blue
know the
waffle?
difference?
You could have
know-
just
you know
like
the diff-
weeds in the garden,
do you-
just
Shane,
perennial
do you like
weeds.
to smoke like
General-
more sativas or more indicas?
Rejoice for your
Generally
robot
prefer
overlord
more
Ghost Droid
sativas.
has joined the space.
So you like
I'm
the
just saying
mind,
words, but I don't
right?
know what they
The
mean.
more like.
Yeah, I want to
thinking
stay.
ones.
I want to stay awake.
Yeah. The indicas are slower. They make you want to just chill and sit, chill around and mess with.
And they make you melt into the sofa.
Yeah, but
like
if you
that.
want to watch a movie, it's good. Indica.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Or if you want to sleep,
We
right?
could do like a
Sure.
mini
Sure, we'll do.
weed
Also,
waffle and a
opening
tech
the TV
waffle
works as
like
well.
segment.
Oh,
maybe.
I see what you're
Opening the
saying.
TV.
Yeah.
Nice.
And
Like
introduce
a
it
little
and
mini
then kind
country in
of
a country.
hybrid
Oh
hybrid
my
it out and then kind of go. If you want
Oh
more
yeah,
of
there's
this,
lots of
you know,
hybrids here too.
go
That's true.
this event.
Lots of hybrids.
Oh, spin out. I like it.
Sometimes I get
Right,
hybrids.
15-minute
when I
impromptu.
It's a
weed
hybrid.
waffle.
You know what I'm saying? It's a hybrid.
Yeah. Yeah, a hybrid.
Yeah,
Oh, I
it does.
see. I see. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Hands up who's high.
What
Can
else would it
can
be, a
anybody
robot?
not roll their R's? Just because I've met people that can't. No?
That's
Anybody?
amazing. Everybody, let's try. Let's all do this together. Turn it into a growl.
It's the best I
Oh my god, that's so funny. Of course I came up with that.
People sound like a motorbike over there.
Yeah, man, that sounded so good. I was like, oh, this
You
is
mean
almost
like
ASMR. Almost.
There was perfect
Oh,
harmonic
Everybody
Jesus.
cues
can.
from
Is that
everyone.
the consensus?
Yeah,
Consensus?
that's
Everybody
good.
can. I've met people that can't do it, so I just
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Shane, the new menu, does it have in-game chat activated as well?
In-game what, sir?
Communication chat, text message.
Oh, chat.
Not the first version, but that is for sure coming. Up until now, it's been really hard to build that because, believe it or not, a chat interface is a really complicated thing that we all generally take for granted because it's been done
really is.
so many times. But it's a really, really complicated thing. Thankfully, we've overhauled the menu with a new technology that makes that much easier. So had we have built it before, it would have been harder, taken longer, and it would have been clunkier to use. But now with the new system, we can build that out. So yeah, it's definitely coming. You'll have a full, message history, look, a threaded view of everybody you're talking to, and then be able to just go through your DMs like normal.
Nice.
Yeah.
And emote to
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. I mean, we've been talking about a few different things tonight, right? We've been talking about menus, we're talking about interactions, avatars, right? I think something that's a cool thing we've talked about as well is that so we've got an ability in here to record your avatar. You can go into the menu and just hit a button. It will record your avatar. It stores the files on your headset, and you can literally play it back yesterday, or not yesterday, again later.
Now.
Did I say I was high? But
Tomorrow. Anytime you want.
Okay. I'm built a time machine.
Yeah, time's irrelevant, man. Time's just a construct.
But anyway, the fucking way off the tangent waffle point I was getting to was, imagine a little hologram person pops up out of your wrist and they've sent you a little message because you've pre-recorded a message with your avatar recorder and sent it to them.
Just sending those record avatar files over to people.
That's like 90% of the messages will be just that and nothing else.
Yep.
Yeah.
Little me in
You're
the
gonna need to
palm
get
of
the
my
Star Wars avatars ready at the ready. I think we've already got Princess Leia's hairstyle, right? It's on.
Oh boy. You need to have the filter too. It's like
Can I just
blue
say
and
thank you
grainy
for
and
not
flickers
making
a little bit.
Yeah.
Can I say thank you for not making it an option for us to make enormous avatars? Like,
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I don't know who
There
at
is,
VR
you can
chat,
make
I
them
don't know what
bigger
they were
though.
thinking.
You can do like twice the size of
Oh,
this.
yeah,
There is
yeah,
some
yeah,
big
yeah.
cubes that I think
But then you have
Tucker's
to know-
messed
you have
up
to
Sure,
know
with.
but
you're
like
doing
I'm
it
talking
also,
about
right?
like colossal freaking Titan size.
Yeah,
Colossal.
you've got to have
Yeah.
that's Ready Player
Oh, there
Me's
you go.
limitations, thankfully. So they've got some
Thankfully,
reason to
yeah.
their
The
madness.
Xenomorph for me to be.
It's actually not that,
Yeah,
believe
it's-
it or not. It's an interesting one. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily be against people having different sized avatars, but I acknowledge the problems that it
But
can introduce.
have you been on VR chat where it's like the size
Yes.
of the entire
Yes.
view? Like,
Yes,
Mm.
Oh
I've seen
yes.
them.
No, I have a.
I
You
have,
can't
I have
see
an
them.
ant avatar, and I'm running around like an
I have a
ant. And there's
ring
one
or
where
whatever
I'm
that
so
is.
small that the near clipping field is too close, and I can't even get my menu without having to stretch my arms out just to be able to see it.
Whoa.
I've hacked the
Tiny-
system to go
tiny
way
Morgan
below the
Freeman.
20 centimeters. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of mad. But I do take your point, and actually, it's worth noting there's probably a good reason why we will struggle to be able to allow different proportion avatars in future, and that's because they would need to be kind of physics mapped to the physics character, and we rely heavily on physics here. So a kind of a one-to-one scale right now is actually
Wouldn't be fair.
kind of important for what we're doing, because if you're tiny and you try to jump like this, it's not going to work. The entire world will break down. You won't be able
Unless you're
to
very heavy.
probably locomote. Yeah, well, this is
It all
You could
your,
scale the
your
world
mass
around you.
would need to
but-
scale with you, basically, is what would need
Yeah.
to happen. It would need to be a physical scale. Look at that sick avatar over there. That's a big one.
You can be very
I
dense.
ought to get that.
Small and dense.
I ought to
Oh,
get that.
wow.
That's cool.
He won't
That's
last.
cool.
Are these
That's
Ready Player
cool.
Me? Because I don't remember seeing stuff like this.
Yeah,
Is it
no,
like-
No,
you
it's
can bring your
custom.
own in.
Custom.
Oh.
Custom avatars.
That's really
Ellen
cool.
has joined
Oh,
the
that's really
space.
cool. And how's it like?
So
You gotta show
It's
fire
like
at.
pre-rigged or whatever.
It's so cute.
We could have a little
No,
quick
I think you-
avatar waffle.
Okra has joined the space.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So
And
basically,
this
this
is the
is just
Terminator
brought in.
mixed with Johnny Five.
No,
Oh,
standard
boy,
avatar. You
trying to
know,
see him.
just like
Yeah,
everyone
it's just
has.
Ready Player Me.
Yeah.
These are just
Yeah,
GeoPins
Can you
files
draw
brought
out your
in
sword?
through the studio portal.
Can you
on
draw
Ready
out
Player
your
Me.
sword? Can
Simple
you
as that.
solve equations? No, I'm just asking random stuff. So
The
there-
chosen one can draw the sword.
I can do one of the two.
But not both. Yeah, I think like there's a 3 by 2 meters, right? 3 by 2 by 2 is kind of the maximum box
rectangle.
size,
Yeah.
or is it slightly
Yeah,
smaller
you
than
can get
that?
it-
I'm
you
not
can
too
get around
sure.
it.
Doesn't cover the entire
Yeah.
environment, so it's still good.
No. Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
That's true.
Awesome.
For
Like,
sure.
it really does.
It's the size of a
Or
shipping box.
proportions
Like
are
you
great.
can go behind
Yeah.
it. Like
Yeah.
you have to ship the avatar. So like you
Yes.
can go beyond it, unless it's
Yes.
packed.
With a shape key, you can expand it.
Yeah,
retail
Like,
packaging.
give us one
Like
shape
humanoid
key
size.
that we can just give us one shape key that we can just
Blow
use it
yourself
to
up to
unpack an
massive.
avatar.
So
Oh.
if the predator avatar
You just have a
was
button.
8 feet tall,
Just have a button on the
he'd have
table.
trouble.
No,
You
no,
just come over.
automatically.
Beep.
It should be
Physics
automatically. You just turn that shape key to 1 immediately after you load the avatar. And
Right,
that
I
shape
see
key
what you mean.
actually unpacks the avatar.
That's interesting. That's quite interesting.
No. Can't find the lighter.
Well, Avatar overhaul is coming after menu overhaul and after SDK, which are both well on their way. So you're probably talking about a
Yeah,
matter
give
of a
us more
couple of weeks
freedom.
before
SDK sounds fun.
we start to get to work on that. SDK is a lot of fun. I've been working on SDK today, bug fixing a lot of crazy stuff with it. But
Oh, look at this! Look what's happening to me. I put the controllers on the ground, and look at that. You see this? Isn't that cool? Controllers are
Yeah,
right
the
here.
controllers are on the ground. Yeah.
It's like I'm
Oh, wow.
still on the
Controllers
table.
on the
It's
ground.
right?
Controllers on the ground.
Yeah.
You see, right? So here's the thing, right?
SARUMI has
But how
like
can we
that.
make an
Sweet.
avatar that you can
Woo!
unpack, right? But
I
you
didn't even
unpack
move my
it by
controllers,
putting
I
your
just my body.
controllers on the ground, and then
Yeah, just my
your
body.
legs are your hands.
Time for a bomb.
So your controllers are moving your
Whoa,
legs,
dude.
and your hands are like flapping around just as like vestigial pieces. It's like one of those
That
outfits for
sounds
your
fun.
cat,
Yeah,
right?
that
You know,
sounds
my
fun.
But
my
so your
backroom
avatar is all
version of
bent
the
up
Tesla
whenever
bot.
you're standing. Yeah, exactly. And then you could do like all sorts of dances, or people could do crazy stuff. I don't even know if it's possible to do the weight painting for something like that would be an absolute nightmare.
Oh,
sorry,
Shane, I
me.
was thinking about something. If we're talking about full body tracking, should it be activated in the Quest operating system first, or can you do it in Banter as you wish?
That's a great question. I think there's probably a combination of there's an open standard I'd really like to try to support, because it's kind of going to set a foundation for the future in terms of not just body tracking, but being able to kind of map any kind of sensors into the game to different things in the game, right? And that's OSC, right? If anybody's familiar with that,
Yeah.
OSC, it's the protocol that VR Chat has now adopted as well, which means there's going to be adoption there, which means that's great. We could potentially hook into that. But on top of that, I believe there is also a need for native support for Quest and for Vive trackers separately, right? Because even OSC right now doesn't support Vive trackers, because why would it? You're using
Whoa,
Steam,
Xenomorph. I
Slime
love the
trackers.
xenomorph design. It's always
Slime
always
trackers.
strikes.
You've got full
It's
body
all
estimation
really-
now.
Is another
on Meta,
OSC
right?
T-Rexes.
benefit, yeah.
It's what is it
ProXSide
from?
has
What
joined
is
the
Rex?
space.
No, wait, what was that from? Anyways, never mind.
Xenomorph from Alien?
No, from that show that had that T-Rex in it.
Ellen
I
has
don't know,
joined the space.
Oh,
that old
what
show
Zillion's
that-
wearing? Yeah.
No, like they love the show or something.
That's a big. That's like
It's a cartoon.
that one had to be squished down. I remember Lean telling me how much damage she had to do to it
Well,
to get it to get the tail to fit
Make it
inside
fit in the. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I say. If this was 8 foot tall, with the physics would be crazy. I think.
you're right.
No, that'd be
You're
scary.
right. You're absolutely right. That is a challenge. We have to
Terrifying.
have something that can adjust your avatar's physics to match.
I don't know if
that
that's
would
what they
be
make the
that would
sound
be
they make, but
a bit more challenging.
I don't know. I forgot. I've seen all the movies.
Yeah, I like to put on Elaine's and Prox's crazy ones and go in the back rooms and.
That's great.
Yeah, that's the sound. That's the sound. It's like a
That's great. Just
We need
hide
more
in
of
the corner
that.
somewhere.
That's great. Yeah.
With the light
And
probes, you
put
Put
can't
a
see
blank
you, just
character in
complete
your
black
avatar name.
darkness.
something like that.
In your
yeah.
character name.
Yes.
He's just no name, just an alien.
Well, Alien, the first movie, is one of the best movies ever made. Sorry. I mean, yeah.
I agree with that.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's
That and
my
Die
favorite
Hard.
movie.
Yeah. It's
Right?
a great
I
one,
like
right? Like
Jurassic
it's like
Park.
sci-fi horror, but like
Jurassic Park is also pretty
just
cool.
also
the
like
best.
like an
Yeah,
Indiana
OG
Jones
Jurassic Park's
movie,
sick.
sort of in a way too. Like
I
and I don't know.
remember
I
seeing
think
that
it
in
feel it
cinema.
has a. If you're not scared of movies and it feels like a Indiana Jones movie, you know, like Sigourney Weaver, just like but you know Indiana Jones in space.
I'm scared of bad movies.
I mean,
Sigourney
Sigourney
and
Weaver is
audio.
pretty badass.
Yeah, and she did.
What's the crystal in space?
Do we stream the
What's
audio for
and
this on
what's
Discord?
The crystal.
I just love in
No,
that
we
film
don't, but that'd be
how
cool.
she plays a woman
Yeah, 'cause I
and
was
she's telling all the guys around
home
her,
trying to
guys,
get here.
guys, we need to do this, we
I
need
was
to
like,
do this.
I
together."
can't keep
And they're like,
YouTube
no,
on my
don't
car.
be silly,
I'll
you
get
Yeah,
in
they
silly
sit
trouble.
woman.
around.
And then
Yeah, they sit around.
If I had
literally,
it on
Yeah.
Discord,
she's
I could
the only
just
one that
play it while I'm
survives, and she
driving.
takes the
Yeah.
cat with her.
Yes.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's perfect.
Yeah, that's pretty handy. Maybe we could try and do that. We've also
Yeah,
got the mobile app,
it's
which
so
We need
eventually
more
will come.
Sigourney
But
Weavers.
we've actually been
Oh,
talking
yeah,
about a
yeah.
way
There's-
to just
yeah.
have like
I
you know
wish there was
drop
more
into a
movies
room
like that.
kind of mode, and maybe even you could
Yeah,
like
'cause
you could
Even
have like
the
a quick
podcast
grab
and
someone's
this
hand,
and yeah.
so you could get brought around with the group and you stay with the
Oh yeah,
conversation, for
like
instance.
a space hopper.
This table's coming with me.
Kinda, yeah. Oh boy.
This table's coming with me.
That's
I thought
creepy,
Twitch is
Tucker. Oh my gosh.
I'm getting rid of the alien.
Whoa. Now that's
Oh,
Has
that
there
is
ever been any
exactly what I
discussion
thought.
about? Has there ever been any
Yikes.
discussion about something like portals or
That reminds
like?
me
There's
of,
another app
you know,
that
when
has
you're little and you
a
have
feature
kind of
called
an argument
portals,
with your sibling,
where
and
you
there's
can
one
draw a
you on the
box
sofa
that
doing that.
looks through your pass-through
Yeah,
camera. I don't know if that's a very Quest specific thing because I know you're multi
basically.
like cross-platform, but
My
Yes.
little sister would be doing
Yeah,
that.
I mean,
and I'm
pass-through is,
like
is
40.
something that we've experimented with a lot. You know, we've actually
like,
done
you know,
a lot
we're
in
all
the
good.
early
It's-
days. We had
it's usually okay.
pass-through keyboard support in Banter, so that you could just pull out one of the supported keyboards and it would either track it or do a cutout window
Yeah,
of
and you can see
pass-through.
your hands on top of it.
cool.
Yeah,
So
it is. It
that's
is. I
cool.
think I don't believe it's something that's standardized
Taking
yet,
the table
and it
to the
is
space
mainly
station.
in use on the Quest. Let's say, even though things like the Pico also support it, they have their
Oh,
own
yeah. I met
independent
someone with Pico
SDK and API to be
recently.
able to interact with it. I think it is something that we will want to support in future and make it so that like it's as simple as you're in a
Like
space
if you're
and you can.
multitasking or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
With
it
real
would be
life
definitely
yeah. I
a
mean,
good
checks.
thing to have for sure.
yeah. I mean, you could have a personal thing where you could just pull out a plane that you could place anywhere,
Yeah,
and that's your
move it
cutout
around.
Yeah.
window. Or,
Yeah.
Or you can see the person
totally
next to you. If they're
great
sitting next
idea.
to you in the room, you could
Yeah.
box them out. And
What
do
about
it
a
with-
glider?
Ada, if you're in our
What about a
Discord,
glider?
feel free to check it in our ideas section there.
Yeah.
Open
But
to
it's-
all of
it's-
this. That goes for anything too.
about
If
a
anybody's got
glider?
any ideas, chuck
Oh,
it in
nice.
there.
Has anybody thought about a glider? Is that been said before?
Right.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Gliders.
We have said before. I
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
I never
yeah,
did.
yeah,
I know.
yeah.
I thought so.
Gliders.
Gliders.
Gliders
it's
and
interesting.
flights and yeah,
Physics, flight physics, right?
yeah.
I mean, this is something that we need to have piloting, right? It's something
Oh,
that
yeah, that's hard.
the new SDK is kind of paving the way for. Is the new seat system, right? Where if anybody's played VR chat, you'll be familiar with what you can do over there. Where you can sit on objects.
Yeah, you can make yourself really ill.
You
Sit
can,
on a
very,
chair
very
with
much
hands
so.
That's what I
together.
like.
That's true. Actually, yeah, full disclosure, don't ever sit on someone's hand in VR, especially if they're in 2D mode. Do not sit on their hand because they will just start flipping upside down or something, and you will go with them. And soon you'll be able to do that in Banter too. Yay!
Yeah.
But if the conditions are right, it can actually be a really awesome thing. If you're in a car or a plane or a helicopter or something like that, and there's other people with you, and it's a shared experience in that vehicle, and you can fly around, or a glider, right? Maybe people can just
Oh, yeah.
grab
Flying
onto
cars
the
sound
wings
cool.
of the
We're all in a
plane.
flying
and-
car.
yeah, exactly.
Going to the next portal.
I
next
dream for that.
portal In the flying.
Yeah. But no, on the pass-through comment, the way it's implemented on Quest, it's basically just like a material, right? So it could be cool in spaces that you'd be able to just throw that onto certain objects. So you could actually make certain objects pass through in the space as well, right?
Yep.
Beyond just what the user could do. Like these could be actual windows here that look
Tokra
out
has
into
joined
your
the
actual
space.
world, for instance, right? That could be one example. But yeah, I think there's definitely, on the face of it, you might think that pass through doesn't work in a social setting, but Faye here kind of pioneered, I guess, a world's first where we were having dinner parties in VR using pass through. Everybody would get together, sit around a dinner table, and everybody sees their own kitchen, but they've got a shared table
Yeah,
and a
so
shared
good.
group of people,
Oh, that's
which
cool.
was
That's really,
which was surprisingly
that sounds so
really
nice.
cool,
That's
right?
awesome.
And
If you've got virtual desktop,
Sounds
highly
really good.
recommend you give it a go.
Yeah.
Just get in
Yeah,
there.
virtual
It's
desktop.
free. Yep.
I do have
Turn it
and
on
wired.
in your
Yeah.
streaming settings. Turn it on, and then just go in that space, and then toggle it on the wall, and then your space will disappear. The space will disappear, and the table will just be there on its own in your own space. And then any new users that pop in, they'll be walking around that space, your own space with you,
Is
and you're
this
like,
are we
what
talking
is it?
2D? Are we
That's
talking
so cool.
2D?
This
or-
is in
No, VR.
Banter right now.
Oh,
Right
yeah.
now.
This is on Quest.
You can do this
Yeah.
right now.
Pass through.
You
But
want
as
that
long
on
as
you
2D?
have
But
virtual
it connects to the
desktop.
PC, right? Through
Yes.
Right now
through
you have to
cable?
because we don't have the
Cable, yeah.
native support. So
Mm.
virtual desktop gives every app really that benefit of you can do the whole chroma key
yeah.
color and change it and do the pass through and tweak it.
Okay.
Yeah, virtual
Mhm.
desktop's great software, right?
It's so
For anybody
good.
who
It is,
hasn't
yeah,
used
it is
it,
really cool.
it's
Yeah, I
PC
use it
VR
enough.
streaming, but it's many other things now. It's
Yeah.
hand tracking simulation, body
But
tracking
it's-
simulation,
Oh,
and
yeah.
pass through and stuff. So
Not for Quest 2 though.
Oh,
That's
Like
true.
dinners. Yeah,
Huh?
the
Really?
dinners. I was
Oh,
like,
it works
I
on
don't mind a
Quest, though.
black and white room. I'll do it. I'll
You
try
works
it.
on Quest,
Yeah,
though.
no, it didn't.
Oh,
It's still
didn't
amazing
work.
for like a demo.
It didn't
Yeah,
work?
You can just try it on Quest.
No, I went to the dinner one at your house, and
Yes.
I tried the button, and it just turned. I think it turned everything black. I don't remember now. It's been a
Yeah,
while.
because you've
but
got to turn it
didn't-
on in your
didn't
virtual
show my
desktop
flags.
settings. You've got to enable a feature extra
Yeah,
in your
I don't
virtual
have
desktop settings.
I don't have a
Yeah.
laptop or a desktop.
There you go.
My wife
right.
has a
Well, see,
little
that's-
one that's like a $200
Oh,
one.
gotcha.
And it's not gonna do anything.
That's why it says VD pass through on it.
Yes.
That's why the button
Yes,
says that.
it's actually
yeah.
desktop
Gotta have-
only. Yeah.
yeah.
It was a kind of a test
it's not
because it
my-
was an easy
not
way
my
to try it
headset,
out.
it's
No.
No,
Yeah.
your headset's fine.
Yeah.
I've just got a message from Shoseki. By the way, this is a live streamed event. If that's not clear, you can see
Oh,
boards like this
Yeah.
in live streamed events that lets you know.
Jesus,
if we could all just
tying the
wave
time.
in a random direction to the
Speaking of
people
Jesus.
at home watching home on their sofas. Hello there. Get out,
Hey,
get out,
Shoseki.
get some air, touch some grass, get a real job. Let's go.
There.
I don't know. I'm talking to the people at home sitting on the sofa watching us, right? Because if we're reprobates, then how bad are they? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, that's a fair point.
You know the song Hey Ya? I don't know if that's what it's called, but from Outcast.
Going in the outside.
And I'm
What?
never
That's
on
crazy.
this late.
Hey.
I was never on as
There's
late
Yeah,
as
so-
I
out
was
there.
last night. Sorry.
Sorry?
Yeah, so that's
I'm
the
not going
event
outside.
officially over. I'll just plug the next event, which is
Oh.
Carl Sagan's Cosmos. If any of you are interested in the teachings of Carl Sagan, the religion of Carl Sagan, it was
Yeah,
a
praise
little
be.
idea of mine to
Amen.
introduce praise science, the Carl Sagan. He is our Lord and Savior.